Okay, I'm making this video in response to my friend Dutchsinse and my friend Patrioticspace. Not trying to make anybody mad or make anybody look bad, but here's the deal, man. The binder issue on the other video that Patrioticspace put out. Alright, you see this is my compass right here. And there we have a binder. Alright, this is sitting on the floor. Now I want you to watch this. As I put this binder in there, watch the effect. Alright, that's because that metal ring on that binder basically acts like a damn antenna when it comes to magnetism. Alright, there's also in every compass just a little bit of magnetism on the tip up here. It's what helps you to locate north and south, the north-south poles. Now you notice when I move that in and out, see that fluctuation? Look at that. Alright, I'm going to let it get back to north. Alright. You guys are right on one sense. The magnetic north is off. It's off by a couple degrees, and that's because the Earth has tilted. And I'm going to get into that further into this video. But just to show you, I've got another compass here. Let's get it to north. The lighting ain't too good, apologize for that. Alright, but you see how these two compasses are interacting with each other the closer they get? You see that? I'm going to pull that one out of the screen. Then I put the other compass back in. See the two repel each other? See that? There's a little bit of magnetism in each one of these compasses. Now, I'll bring the binder back over here. See that? As long as that's sitting there, depending on what style of compass you got, will depend on how much it freaks out. I'm not trying to say you guys are trying to deliberately mislead anybody, because I know you better than that. I know you wouldn't do that. What I'm just trying to do is point out, because further in this video I wanted to explain what's going on with all these earthquakes and all the tsunamis and the solar storms and all that kind of stuff. I know my science, guys. Here it is. There's the binder. See that? And we'll just take these two and spread them apart again. Alright. For those of you who said the camera was affecting it, giving Patrioticspace a rash, saying, oh, it was the digital camera, well, that's not the case. You see that right there? You pretty much got to get right up on top of that puppy before you even remotely affect it. Now, if I took this same compass, and watch this. This is my laptop. I don't know if you can see that. This one might be a little clearer. Alright, look at that. Total pole reversal. Pull that puppy away from there. See that? Alright. That's all for that section. Alright folks, it's me again. This is my mad science laboratory here. I got a couple junky old Tesla coils and some modified gizmos that I've been working with, tinkering with alternative energy. Just kind of give you just a little bit of rundown. It really looks like a mess. If you've seen my my free electricity video, you've seen this gizmo before, and this gizmo here, and there's my crude Tesla coils, which they do work. They're just made out of junk. It's my little computer station right there. This is out in my mad science laboratory, so you can see that everything's a freaking mess. There's good old Albert Einstein right there. Trust me when I say I know what I'm talking about when it comes to magnetism. I've been working with alternative energy stuff, you know, solar, you name it. I tear everything apart so that I can get parts, scrap parts out. Do a little amateur astronomy, you know. Anyway, I'm making this video so that I can try to explain to some folks. We're going to go outside. Okay, as you can see, my back is facing to the north, and my face is facing to the south. If you look over there, you can see the sun going down. All right, directly east. Hey, there you go. You can see it. You can see that north is off a couple degrees. It's the wrong direction though. Okay, there we are. North is off a couple degrees, and straight that way is the sun, which should be slightly over to this direction. Been tracking the sun. It's been coming up in the northeast, going across over this way, and right down where you see it there. Been tracking the sun for well over 2 years. Now, once again, my compass should be facing true north. Now, did you see that? Straight down. Alright. I don't care how clean you think your yard is. There's iron in the soil all over the place. Old rusty nails, you name it. Aluminum. So you can go just about anywhere and get a different effect. Back to true north there. Okay. Scoot it over a couple inches. She's sitting there by herself. You see that? It's off there. Move it over here about a foot. Back to true north. Move that grass out of the way. Okay. Anyway, not trying to make anybody look bad or any of that kind of jazz or nothing like that, but our magnetic field is fluctuating. It's just a fact. It's going to keep on fluctuating. Alright, there's our true north again. See that? See how far that's off? Alright. Like I said, it doesn't matter how clean you think your yard is. In the soil, there's all kinds of metals. Iron. I know I'm an avid metal detector. I go out treasure hunting and I find junk everywhere. All kinds of junk. Now here's a different style compass. Pretty accurate compass. It's a map compass. Alright. Got that set where it should be true north. Ugh. This is a hard way to metal detect, I'll tell you that, because the magnetism inside that little tip ain't very good. Okay, enough of that monkey business. When that beautiful beast up there in the sky does its thing, and it starts to throw a fit, our Earth has a molten metal core. And so when that Earth sends out a coronal mass ejection, and that plasma hits our magnetosphere, it causes our magnetosphere to fluctuate. And essentially it's like taking a magnet and putting it next to a little, like a Easter egg with a piece of metal inside of it. When you wave that magnetic field back and forth across there, you'll see that Easter egg wobbling. Well, we're like an Easter egg. We got a crust, we got a core, you know, and whenever the moon is rotating around us, tugging on us, creating our tides and such, well, we get some seismic activity out of the moon, plus we get some activity out of the sun's rays by when the plasma hits our magnetosphere and basically shakes stuff up a bit. Well, right now, we're not only going through a cycle where the Earth has tilted to some degree, but we're going through a solar cycle at the same identical time, and we're going through a cycle where the moon is a little closer here and there. So all these things combined is what's causing this crazy weather that's going on. All right, and then you got, of course, you know, I know you all know what chemtrails are. Everybody knows what chemtrails are. That's, you know, they're real. I don't give a damn who believes it or not, but these are clouds. But if you come out here on a day, plain as day, clear, perfect day, you can sit there and watch the jets go back and forth, and they'll do their thing, you know, and then you'll get some real cruddy looking clouds, and the sky gets murky and all that kind of jazz. I haven't noticed them doing any spraying this afternoon, but yeah, they do it. They spray. And they are, ooh, look at that. Now that's doggone chemtrail right there. I didn't even see that one, buddy. That is not a normal cloud. And whoever out there really honestly believes that that's normal, there's something seriously wrong with you, man. I'm serious. Like I say, I'm a science dude. I've been paying attention to science ever since I was a little kid, and I know what the hell I'm talking about. I got really good grades in school. Matter of fact, I graduated a half year earlier than all the other jackasses in my class. All right? So yeah, they do spray. You know, the government blatantly obviously isn't going to admit to spraying. I mean, yeah, you're going to tell everybody, oh yeah, we're putting aluminum barium salts down in the clouds to seed the clouds, you know, and all that. Why would they tell you that? Because then somebody gets an asthma attack and they go to their lawyer and they sue the government. Well, you can understand plausible deniability. I didn't do it. It's just a regular jet airplane trail. These skies are kind of beautiful tonight. But anyway, I'll finish up with some more. All this activity that we've got going on, I'm telling you, is because the Earth has tilted to some degree. They came on the news and they said that it was because of an earthquake, which is a crock. The Earth is in an elliptical orbit around the sun, which means we don't go in a perfect circle. We go in kind of an oval shape. And so every so often we get just a hair closer to the sun than we normally do, never close enough to burn up, but close enough that as we're heading back out into space, we tilt. We got our moon going around us, wobbling us like this, and when we get back out into space, eventually we'll start back into the cycle again, and your Farmer's Almanac will be almost right on the tee. Farmer's Almanac was a pretty good book because all the farmers kept track of all the seasons, and they knew what was going on, when it was going on. It's because they wanted to know when to plant and when not to plant. So they knew it, all right? But trust me when I say, the majority of all the things that are happening out here, but minus the blatantly obvious spraying up in the sky, are natural occurrence because of a solar cycle and the tilt and of course the moon, the lunar cycle. Okay, we're going to play pretend here for a second. This is our Earth. Inside that, they got a little nut inside there, which is representative of our core. And the magnetic field of the sun right there. You can see that whenever the sun would act up and spit out plasma, how that magnetic field would shake that little core up like that. You see that? That core of ours, it's a hot molten ball of metal, is what all the scientists believe. But when you fluctuate that field, it shakes the core up. So those magnetic lines that you see via the satellite, and you see basically if you take a piece of paper and a magnet and some graphite, you can see the magnetic pole lines of a magnet. Alright, well that's basically what that satellite's seeing. Alright, well, but what that satellite's not seeing is this happening inside the Earth. Alright, as the Earth is going through space and going around and interacting with that magnetic field. Sometimes the magnetic field will get stronger because we're either closer, or the sun spits out a coronal mass ejection, which basically does that to our core. Well, when this happens, two things are going to happen. You're going to get seismic activity, and along with seismic activity, you're going to get earthquakes, and along with earthquakes, you're going to get tsunamis, all kinds of stuff. Everything that you're seeing today is because of that right there. See that? Alright, that's what our core is doing. It's flip-flopping in there, jiggling. Alright. Anyway, I'm not the most well-spoken scientist in the world, but I do know my science. And I've been tinkering around with magnetism forever, so when I come across Patrioticspace's video and the concerns that came along with the magnetic pole shift and stuff like that, you know, what Dutchsinse and Patrioticspace are doing is a great thing, and I hope they keep up the good work, because they do put a lot of good information out there. But every once in a while, you gotta weigh in on things, you know, because if you're going to help everybody out, you want to make sure that you don't put out even unintentionally disinformation, and I know that they wouldn't do that intentionally. I know for a fact that they wouldn't try to intentionally mislead somebody. But like I say, you know, my mad science laboratory may be kind of trashy. I got to get out here and clean it out. It's got winter time, and I didn't mess with nothing. I've been messing around with all kinds of different remote controls, and I started working on this little project right here, which is a remote control Hummer that basically is going to recharge itself. It has its own special magnetic hubs that recharge the battery as it's driving. And no, I don't have a patent on it, so if you get to it before I do, then more power to you. I hope you get rich, because somebody needs to. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this section.